Good morning, everyone, and welcome. My colleague from HULA and I are pleased to moderate this first thematic workshop organized by University of L'Aquila. As you know, the team of HULA is launching a series of thematic workshop with Pilot City and partners, so you can project to exchange knowledge and best practice on post-disaster reconstruction. In fact, drawing on lesson from the 2009 earthquake of Abruzzo region, the workshop will focus on how reconstruction can enhance long-term urban resilience. This thematic workshop focused on the urban regeneration of smaller town in Abruzzo after disaster, focusing on an underground services. And today the meeting is organized in collaboration with the Special Agency for the Reconstruction of Municipality in the Crater Area, OSRC, that following the earthquake of 2009 is playing an important role in reconstruction efforts, acting through a multi-year financing plan represented by the program of related and complementary intervention. So today we are pleased to have with us the engineer Raffaello Fico, the head of the office, and in the first part of intervention, the engineer Fico will explain to us the main action developed by the agency throughout 3 lines of intervention, in particular public spaces, territorial security, and networks for underground services. Then, in the second part of this workshop, the engineer Alessia Massari, that is here with us, and that is a PhD student of University of L'Aquila, will explain to us the application of the proposed methodology in collaboration with USRC on some small towns of Abruzzo region.
Okay, just a few information about the workshop. After the presentation, we will have a few minutes for the debate. And we all recommend you to keep your mic off during the presentation, but after you can type your questions in the chat. And also for all the people that is watching the workshop on the YouTube channel, they can also write their questions into the chat of the YouTube channel, and after me, Chiara, and also the other in this room, we can also turn all the questions to the speakers of the workshop. Okay, Chiara, you can follow.
So I'm pleased to give the floor to Engineer Raffaello Fico, if you want to share your screen for the intervention.
Yes, I will. Good morning, everybody. Thank you for inviting us. Thank you to University of L'Aquila. We are, as Chiara said, the Special Office for Reconstruction of the internal areas that, together with L'Aquila, the city of L'Aquila, were struck by a terrible earthquake in 2009. Can you see the presentation?
Yes.
Okay, so in this workshop, I will try to focus first of all on our urban regeneration. After some brief illustration of our reconstruction track. Scusami, non riesco a andare avanti. Thank you. Okay, so first of all, what is USRC? USRC is a special office for the reconstruction of 56 municipalities struck by 2009 earthquake, but we focus also on the reconstruction of 121 municipalities outside of the crater that suffered lighter damages by this earthquake. We are in the center of Italy with the Abruzzo region. And we work with this we entered the region of Abruzzo. With the red circle, we have the 56 crater municipalities, and outside you can see the 121 municipalities outside the seismic crater. Here we have a brief video that let you see where we are. Sorry, we don't have the sound, the audio, but you can see some illustration of this earthquake that mostly struck L'Aquila, the capital of the region Abruzzo, the capital city, and 6.3 degrees was very, very heavy earthquake for the historical center of L'Aquila mainly, and for the 56 municipalities with 309 victims. Here you can appreciate the consequences of this earthquake. Mainly, as I said, in L'Aquila. These are pictures of L'Aquila damages and injuries. And then you can see some pictures and videos that show our municipalities, our territory, that goes mostly on the east side of L'Aquila, but takes 3 provinces in the Abruzzo region. Here we have some brief videos of not only the historical centers of some towns, but also of the marvelous territory that we are working on. Here you can see some very, very recent images that show that we already made lots of work to recover the private and the public buildings. And then what we do, we deal with the reconstruction plans. Then, as I was saying, we dealt with the reconstruction plans, private reconstruction. We are mostly deepening on the public reconstruction so far, and school buildings. But then we are starting to deal with the urban regeneration, not only infrastructural intervention, but also immaterial interventions based on art programs, social programs, and some very, very important economic plans that we are starting to focus on. The private reconstruction is at 76% in terms of advancement in economic way. We have in the crater, in the 56 municipalities, almost 5 billion of fundings, and we already gave 3.6 billion, 3,600 billion of grants. On the right side, we also deal with the works advancement of the private reconstruction of the municipalities. I want to underline that our reconstruction is mainly dealing with existing structures that cannot be destroyed and demolished to be rebuilt, because it's mostly historical centers that have a very important value that must be preserved. Then here we have many increases in terms of economic fundings that depending on this, I can send you the presentation so I can go quickly. These are the main topics that allow people to have economic increases to preserve, to make intervention that preserve rather than demolish our structure, balconies with stone shelves, vaulted and wooden ceilings, and so on. Then here we can appreciate some picture that let you understand our type of reconstruction. We also are expert of other reconstruction, so our personnel here we have Engineer Sara Sababa with Professor De Berardinis, that is our consultant. He was the chief of department of University of L'Aquila. So we are also focusing on other reconstruction. Here I depicted Ischia, the island in the south of Italy, with the emergency in 2017 and 2022, and in the central Italy we had another very, very damaging flood in 2023 in central Italy and mostly in the Emilia-Romagna region. Then let's go on the main topic of this day, that is the program of the connected and complementary interventions that Chiara was in the preview was depicting. We have 3 lines of interventions that are about to receive the fundings from the government, which are public space and road network, territory safety and cavities, and networks and services infrastructures. With this important program that amounts 300 million euros, let's focus on the 3 lines of intervention. We are developing strategies of intervention. The public space and road network means that we are about to increase the spatial and functional quality of our urban spaces. Of course, focusing on the large green areas and street furniture, and we want to accomplish this objective to the universal design and the maximum inclusivity. Here you can see some projects that some municipalities already are accomplishing with some restitution of the results of these projects. In the line 2, as I said, we focus on territory safety and cavities. Central Italy is made of many human cavities that is in the 16th and 17th century were realized by the people during the transhumance, where the shepherd built some very large cavities. Then now we have to intervene to make the human cavities, but also to face with the hydrogeological risks mitigation. We have to make project in order to reduce the risk of these cavities. And the final line, which is network and services infrastructures, is probably the most important of the 3 lines. That is a line that deals with the energy efficiency, repair, restoration, and strengthening of the infrastructure networks in order to have less reduction of capacity. In the same time, we want to modern our downstairs infrastructure in order to innovate and introduce some very important innovation, deal with also the network, the 5G, and in order to host young people or families that want to have a very easy way of life so far. Then our main tasks are depicted in this slide, which are collaboration with the University of Studies, the expert professional, the service management company and association. We already accomplished research and development, introducing a program with innovative solutions by supporting designers and administration. This is the ongoing activity. Through the development of guidelines, thanks to the collaboration with University of L'Aquila for the design of urban spaces and under services, and introducing a parametric model for the cost estimation, and also for the technical guide for the engineers and the designers within the several administrations. Then USRC is direct in the design thanks to the guidelines developed with through the collaboration with UNIVAC. And then we are now focusing not only on the services infrastructure solution, but also with the public space regeneration, with the digitalization of municipalities through also the 5G connection, and through the BIM project acquisition. Now we will see what is made by, and focusing also on the social and economic policies, the universal design, and I said, and with the climate change, that is a very, very important topic. We are doing this with the specific tools, the operation protocol, the parametric model, the employer information requirement, and an in-house platform. So this is the operation protocol. I will go very quickly through these phases, starting by the knowledge of the historical center of our urban space in the 56 municipalities, the analysis of the critical issues and characteristics of these centers and network, the evaluation of the strategic direction through the parametric model with the verification phase driving the decision-making process. Then we define the intervention, the final economic evaluation, and we go to the project acquisition and final monitoring. We do this also thanks to a WebGIS platform that was developed thanks to the collaboration with the University of L'Aquila. And then let's go on the guide that through the parametric model allows to decide the strategy of intervention. We, of course, need the data entry level, that is the phase that we are accomplishing on several municipalities. Then we guide the choice of intervention category, the technical solution with a workable smart tunnel or a not workable tunnel or network utility conduit, the choice of a completion works that depends on a flexible or rigid base layer, on the continuous or discontinuous finish layer, and the application of some increases that depend on the type of excavation difficulty, and then on the technological network insertion. Then in this way we accomplish the economic assessment, and then thanks to the parametric model, we starting from urban spaces, we select the intervention, and then we go to the economic estimation. Then here on the right side you can see some planimetric restitution examinations that we are developing with the University of L'Aquila and the single municipalities. Let's focus on one of our most ambitious goals, that is the building information modeling, BIM, that is a technology, a new technology that allows to standardize the level of detail, to optimize the control times and modification, to digitize the existing utilities in order to guarantee the possibility of viewing the systems through the technology, and gives the advantage of focus and supervise the maintenance and new connections for future new interventions. Then to an in-house platform, we can georeference the restitution of project proposal, and information models becomes strategic. So in this way, we can also monitor and receive information and simultaneously contribute to the enrichment of the content in a very, very transparent way, that is a way of interact with the municipalities, the designers, and also with all the citizens. Our current goals are that of preserving and enhancing the identity of places through understanding their defining characteristics that are combined with a simultaneous analysis of transformation process, then generating the changing social needs that we rely on, also to deal with efficiency, effectiveness, cost effectiveness, and sustainability. Our future goals are the urban spaces solutions, 5G connectivity, the BIM, as I said, to manage the reconstruction and the different new strategies for the future, the accessibility through the design for all approach, urban planning, and climate change solutions due to this very critical point. This is a very short presentation, just to give you the time to make questions or observations. Of course, I can go back to some topics if you wish, and we will send you, as I said, our presentation and probably also some documents if you wish, and then I give give back the word to the university. Thank you.
Thank you to you for your interesting presentation, Engineer Fico. And in the second part, we would to give the floor to Engineer Alessia Massari to develop the aspect related to the application of the methodology and the operational protocol that we have seen in the presentation of USRC. So, thank you, Alessia. If you want to share your screen.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Alessia Massari, a PhD student from the University of L'Aquila, and the main result of my PhD research is the operation protocol for the redevelopment of public utilities networks in historical centers. And the operational protocol is divided into 4 phases. The first is the knowledge of the historical center, urban spaces and networks. The second is the analysis of critical issues. The third, the evaluation of strategic direction and intervention. And the fourth is the definition of the final project and the economic evaluation. And today I'm presenting the validation of the case study of Sant'Eusebio Forconese, that is a small municipality located in the Abruzzo region near L'Aquila. First of all, I did a morphological analysis analyzing the orography and the urban texture, which showed that Sant'Eusebio Forconese has an irregular texture. And then, before conducting the analysis, it was necessary to divide the public spaces based on their dimensional and topological characteristics. And once the spaces had been divided, it was possible to collect all the relevant information and make the various analyses. The first concerned the classification of public spaces into spaces for interaction and connection. Then, for each space, I analyzed the type of traffic, if it's neighborhood, local, or limited traffic, and the type of existing pavements. Then I also conducted bioclimatic and biophysical analysis to identify the areas most at risk of humidity and sunlight. Then I studied the condition of the networks and their distribution lines. After the analysis, it was possible to identify critical issues of networks and pavements, such as the absence of networks, damage, and obsolete systems. The third phase is the definition of possible intervention scenarios based on the dimensions and typological characteristics of the spaces. I selected the compatible technological solutions and based on the criticalities, I selected compatible categories like elimination, best substitution, or integration. And between the third and fourth phases, there is a meeting between the administration and managers to discuss strategic interventions guidelines and define the most appropriate and advantageous project scenario. In the fourth phase, the final project scenario is defined, and it is this then possible to apply the parametric cost and the increase indices to carry out the economic evaluation. In Sant'Eusebio Forconese, the plan is to substitute and integrate some part of sewer, water, gas, electricity, and fiber optic networks by the trench excavation in the smaller spaces. And in the larger spaces, I included the barrow and the multimodal bank that are some manufacturers to organize the sub-services. So thank you for the attention.
Well, okay, we can start with the part related to the debate. And before, when I gave you the information also about the workshop, I forgot to say that all the people that is watching through the WebEx channel could also raise their hands if they want to ask something to the speakers, and they can directly open their mic. So we really hope to have from you lots of incomes. Okay, while there are incomes from the participants, we can just ask some questions to the speakers. And we can start with the first question, maybe about also the 5G technology and also his influence into the smaller towns. So in this post-seismic reconstruction scenario, where we know that the financial emphasis is placed on the immediate infrastructure restoration, the future-proofing infrastructure through the technology like 5G has improved the evaluation of buildings of the smaller towns, and also if this technology also brought to an improvement of the quality of life in the smaller towns. This question is directed to the UASRC office.
Yes, thank you, Matteo. Yes, advanced technologies as 5G, IoT sensors, digital twins are already proving in various international contexts to significantly improve both the assessment of buildings and quality of life, especially in small urban centers, which often have less technical and administrative capacity, but can benefit more from smart and low-costing operating solutions. So, in my opinion, is a very, very effective solution for our small inner areas of Italian country.
Okay, thank you, Engineer Fico, and I ask to Chiara if...
Yes, we have another question about the cost of this underground network, because in your opinion, how does the cost on the underground network installation, which today is crucial for modernizing infrastructure networks, weigh against the overall goal of cost effectiveness, especially considering the need for subsequent restoration of the pavement and the other aspect of urban space of this town?
Yes, the cost of installing and above all repairing the pavement, of course, damaged by the earthquake has a significant impact on the overall cost effectiveness of an underground network. The initial cost is justified by a significant reduction in the life cycle costs, generating significant long-term savings related to lower operating costs, greater reliability, and reduced long-term inconvenience, in my opinion. So it's a very, very critical topic anyway. And our parametric model developed with the University of L'Aquila focuses very much on the cost impact of all these categories of interventions. That's why our model is in this way is very, very considered even in other Italian reconstruction as the ones that I mentioned before.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, we haven't questions on the chat, even on. Okay, go for.
Sorry, Matteo, there is a question by Olena.
Okay, but I can see it. So, Danilo, if you have the question, you can also directly turn the question to the speaker.
Yes, but there is a question in the chat by Olena. Sorry.
No, okay, but at the moment I can see it. Maybe.
Sorry. So Olena asks if the methodology is scalable to other cities or it is addressed to the specificities of earthquake. If it is earthquake specific.
Yes, very, very good question. Our model was developed in order to be independent of the on the cause of the intervention technologies and methodologies. So the earthquake gave the damage on the infrastructures, and is a topic only in terms of estimation on the cost interventions, but our methodology is really scalable to other cities and other types of damages that occurred in a determined city or infrastructure. That's why, as I said, we are collaborating also with other regions in Italy that occurred not only earthquake damage and other types of problems on the territory.
Thank you, Engineer Fico, and I ask always to Danilo if there are other questions, because at the moment we don't know why, but we can't see in our chat if there are other questions. So I ask always to Danilo if there are some update.
Matteo, no other questions.
No other questions. Okay, maybe we can ask another questions to the
maybe a question about the platform, the WebGIS platform that you said in the first presentation. The USRC now is using a dedicated and interoperable platform to manage project proposal. How effectively can these digital tools enrich the documentation center and can contribute to timely project monitoring in your opinion?
Yes, I believe that the main advantages of having an integrated and interoperable digital platform equipped with WebGIS are first, the centralization and traceability of information, then a higher data quality and advanced analysis which greatly facilitates decision-making processes, the spatial understanding, and then a better real-time monitoring. Besides, it guarantees greater transparency towards citizens and administrators. And this is another reason why our model, in my opinion, is scalable to other situations. Is a very, very important topic.
Thank you. We are very agree. So I don't know if there are any questions.
Yes, we asked to all the participants if you have some questions for the speakers. Also, if you want to have some more details about these topics, and also if you want to also just a comment about the topics that were presented.
May I have a question, if possible?
Sure.
Okay, Danilo.
I think that an important point is the coordination between the process of building reconstruction and the construction of underground facilities and services. How these aspects are being related in the process of reconstruction of small towns in the greater area?
Can I reply? Okay. Thank you for your question. It's a very, very critical point because, of course, when you make the accomplishment of the intervention based on the program and on the design, you have an ongoing reconstruction that is very, very, can be very impacted by the underground services interventions. That's why our politics, since the government policy made mandatory the intervention on the private buildings and public buildings, we are now about to accomplish works after the almost full accomplishment of the physical reconstruction on the ground. In some situations, if you have the readiness and the program, the design platform already available, in my opinion, should be much more convenient to accomplish the underground services interventions, which is something that in my experience of almost 20 years in Italy almost never was accomplished, because on the networks and the underground services probably we did not develop the appreciable competencies that now, thanks to the BIM technology, the WebGIS, the digital innovative solutions can be realized before the overground reconstruction. That's why, in my opinion, should be this the first point to intervene in a reconstruction process when possible. In L'Aquila, downtown, the part of the underground services interventions was accomplished during the reconstruction over the ground, and this slowed down very much the physical building reconstruction. So we have experiences of the interconnection of the two fields of interventions, and in my opinion, you do this before on you do this almost later after the on the ground reconstruction.
Thank you.
Okay, do we have other incomes or questions from the participants? Okay, well, I can see other questions, so we can go directly to the conclusion of
Yes,
the workshop.
we want to remember you that the next workshop organized by the Hula team will take place on 10 December and will be focused on rock, excavated soil and rubble in reconstruction after, in this case, the earthquake. And will be organizing in collaboration with the Special Agency for the Reconstruction of L'Aquila, so USRA. And these two events are the first of several planned to connect knowledge, practice, and policies for a more resilient urban future, transforming post-disaster reconstruction. So, in this case of L'Aquila after the earthquake, but in the case of Ukrainian after war, into an opportunity for a sustainable and resilient regeneration. So we would like to thank you all, our speaker, in particular the engineer Raffaello Fico and the engineer Alessia Massari, and to thank all participants for attending this meeting.
Yes, see you on December 10th, and thank you very much for the speakers and participants.
Matteo, sorry, there is a message of the engineer Fico in the chat with the direct email if Pilot Cities or others has questions, private questions or other questions in a second moment.
Thank you.
Thank you all. Bye.
Bye. See you.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
Bye.
Thanks. Have a nice day.
Thank you.
Goodbye.
Have a nice day.
Bye.
Bye.